memories shine. We're digging up gold from another time. Dreamers and treasure walks. Now we rewind, hit play again. Let the archives roll where it all began. Flash in your pan, it's a flashback jam. Turn it around just because we can. Old gold moments, new hearts revive. Welcome back to Tuesday Night Live. Hopes and cheers. Dig, dedicate, like so many more. So lighting it up like never before. From open light stories that shine, relive the spark one frame at a time. It's history made, the pen and the plan. Archive flashback straight from the land. Flash in your pan, it's a flashback jam. Digging up legend to the loudest dreams and old gold moments, new hearts revive. Welcome back to Tuesday Night Live.
One second, man. Hey, YouTubers and friends, how you doing? Sorry about that. Me and Matt were talking. Maybe we'll get into what we were talking about a little while he's our guest. It's been a while since we've had Matt on. He has all kinds of links down below. All his media sites, Instagram, Facebook group, his website. A lot has happened with this man since the last time he's been on. I'm excited to have him back. So let's get this party started and start talking to Matt instead of me yip-yapping away and wasting time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. With your host, Ed Marvin. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a Flash in Your Pan production.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome back to Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Matt, hope you're doing well.
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me in this evening. I'm super excited about it, and yeah, it's been a while, man.
It has. I think when I had you on, your daughter wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, I think either just at maybe she had just been born,
She
so
might have just
definitely
been born. Yeah.
yeah, but definitely within it's been over 5 years, man, and it's good. It's good. Life's good. You guys you're doing great. And I try to pop in as much as I can, but with a 5-year-old these days, life is very busy.
Oh, that I can understand. Uh, Good evening, Flash in your pan. Hi, Ed. How's it going tonight? All is well here. Good, Bacchus. Just hit the big 6'5" and retired, living the good life. Yeah, I'm
That's the
waiting.
dream right there.
Yeah, 5 years, 68 is when is my goal. And
Yeah.
travel
Yeah.
around, dredge and prospect and swing my detector and uh, take advantage of that Lost Dutchman's Mining Association membership and my GPAA membership and go all over. You might get a call from me. Hey Matt, I'm I'm at Buckingham.
Yep. Let's go.
Let
Let's go. I'd love to pick a nugget out of the ground with GPX or a machine. And one of my good friends, the gig master. I'm sure you guys know Steve.
I know of him.
He's a
Yes.
great guy. He'd be a great guest for you. But yeah, he popped a like a quarter-ounce nugget out of a creek in local county on a GPAA claim with his Equinox.
Nice. Nice.
Yes.
I
So,
I did find three nice nuggets. What was that, Damon? Was that 3 years ago, West Coast, or 2 years ago when the three of us went out to the Motherlode country? And have you heard of a YouTuber named Two Toes, who's the
mm-hmm.
prospector? Met up with him and Smith's Gold and went on their claims. We call it Gold Mountain, and all of us got gold. I got like 7.4 grams between three nuggets. It was a
Wow.
good day. It was a good day. But
That's awesome.
I
That's my goal, to detect up a nugget, I think. I mean, I'm such a metal detecting person anyway. I'd love to go to AKAU and have a shot
mm,
at it, or any place like that.
I hear that's a great camp too up at Nome, aka
Hmm.
you.
Yep.
And there's another one outside of Chicken. I think it's Gold Fever. And we had a guest on, the owner of Skookum Gold Camp out of Circle, Alaska. It's not far from Fairbanks. Uh, and they had some nice gold to show. That it's a thrill. It's a thrill. And even though finding a relic and stuff, I've been detecting a little more than I used to, and found some older coins and some relics. And that's pretty exciting. But I must admit, Matt, it's cool finding someone's lost treasure, but it's like, hey, you awesome, when you pull something that no one's ever seen before and it's just waiting for you to discover it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's like finding the fossils that I find. But so I can imagine it's now your treasure, right? It's nobody else's because they never touched it.
Right, right. Just so you just hope you don't lose it. Maybe sell
Yeah.
it, but don't lose it. But a lot has changed in the 5 years. You bought a boat or got a boat.
Yep.
You revamped the boat and rebuilt it. Uh,
Yep. We
uh,
built. built and built or bought and rebuilt a small boat that we thought was going to be the um the one for us. And turns out we got it going and got it working. It was just it was a good starter. And during the old C word, COVID, just prior to that, I had purchased a 19-foot Carolina skiff for exploring rivers and shallow bay areas.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so during COVID, we sold the other boat, and we've been digging and diving off of this one for the last probably ooh, going on 3 years now.
So I imagine you had to get a bigger boat.
Yeah, bigger boat, getting a bigger family, and expanding a little bit of what we do, traveling a little more, and going to some different places. It's been really, really cool to be able to take that and have that avenue to get out to places you wouldn't normally see.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, we've done some of that. We've been doing a lot of traveling. Not as much as in years past where we've gone down to Florida and stuff like that. Um, but it's just been it's a whirlwind adventure. We've gotten really good with the MindLab GPX in the last 5 years. I would dare say that I've become probably between me and the guys around us, probably some of the more proficient GPX users. And of course, from you guys know from the gold prospecting side is MindLab has decided to phase out the GPX series, which is a real shame.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, we've been looking for new places to go and make new videos and share a little bit of a different perspective of what previous life was, whether it's through relics or you know, Civil War history or American colonial history or whatever it is. So that's been really fun.
Haven't
Um,
you been hunting or diving for like megalodon teeth and
yeah,
stuff like that?
a lot of fossil diving. We've been diving off the coast of North Carolina considerably more than we ever have. It's 28 miles offshore, between 23 and 28 miles in a little under 100 foot of water, between 100 and 110, and looking for those giant shark's teeth, those great big megalodon teeth.
Love to
So
find one of those one day. I've found little ones like makos and other stuff at like Venice Beach, Florida and
yeah,
stuff, along with a bunch of other tourists doing it. But I haven't been on the spot for some big megalodon teeth, but one day, when I get to retire and travel around if gas isn't $24 a gallon. Yeah.
yeah. Well, even if it is, it's just money, right?
Right, right.
Um,
I'll just have to
our
find more goodies to pay for my travels.
Yeah, Brad Welch said if he'd love to dive for meg teeth. If my small person comes back around here, I'll make her go. I'll ask her to go get us one. I got some big ones laying in the floor in there. And I want to say hi to Mark Thomas. I haven't seen Mark in a while, but he just said he watched a video that I just uploaded. So that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
the
Thanks, Mark.
public service announcement when the one we were talking about before, I had to go jump into my monologue.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's good to see
Yeah,
you,
so we just
Mark.
uploaded that video today and trying to keep in touch with current events in the metal detecting community or treasure hunting community.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that because I've been thinking about getting the Nomad, is it? Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a strong swimmer. I swam and played water polo all my life, and I'm an ex-surfer beach bum. Um, I'm until we had a pool, used to swim in that all the time, and I'm in the water a lot dredging. So But I can't see shelling out the money to get certified. And I used to have a hookah system on my dredge, but it wasn't the battery operated one like Brad Welsh has and
Mm-hmm.
others. Um, it was on my dredge, so
Right.
I had a T80 pump hooked up to my engine, and only time I ran out of gas is or ran out of air is when my gas ran out.
Well, then, even though with those hookah systems, I mean, we can talk about it while we're here. You know, if if you are using, whether it's a supplied air, surface supplied air, whether it's a gas engine hookah or a battery powered, it really doesn't matter. All the principles of diving really apply.
Right,
There's guys around here that are diving 30, 40, 50 feet, and they're running a supplied air, and they're asking for trouble. Matt's honest opinion. Um, Without I know that people are like, oh, I don't want to go through the process of getting certified to dive, because I'm just not going to use it, even if I'm using a hookah or supplied surface air. Well, the truth is that the principles still apply, whether you're underwater using a tank on your back or one from there from the top. Some of
right,
the principles are different because you can now stay underwater for longer with the surface supplied stuff. But the battery stuff scares me. I got to be honest with you. It scares me for a lot of reasons. We depend so many things on lithium ion batteries in our life. And if if you have a lithium ion flashlight, that flashlight doesn't do like the old alkalines where it would slowly get dimmer and dimmer and dimmer.
no, it goes
Uh,
out like that. Boom.
yep. Um, so yeah, it goes out, and when it goes out right now. So
Right.
having the emergency tools for that, the knowledge of dumping your weight, like Brad said, certification when using all types of hookah or scuba, absolutely. Um,
It's definitely smart. Uh,
mhm,
I shouldn't be overconfident. I've been a lifeguard since 12 years old, beach lifeguard at Huntington Beach, California. And um,
mhm,
I'm no, the only reason why I think training of some sort's a must. You have scuba training, which is a plus, and it's helpful in many ways. And you're are you a EMT or a fighter or a
I'm my
firefighter?
normal my day job is I'm a firefighter paramedic.
Okay. Oh, so you have training in a lot of other aspects instead of just scuba diving. But I could definitely see where you're coming from with that. It, the issue is not wanting it or not wanting to, or it's the cost.
Right. Yeah,
I
I mean,
if I was gonna scuba dive, I'd definitely go dry suit instead of a wetsuit like I use dredging.
right.
I'm having a granddaughter attack. I told you, Matt. I
You
told you.
you you said it would happen.
Yeah, yeah, you'll be able to see her in a minute. I know you're watching the show, so. But, okay, honey, say hi to everybody and let me get back to the show. Love you.
Uh,
Mwah. You smell good. What you wearing? Grandma's perfume?
Mom goes to me about.
Uh, yeah,
I
it's
gotta
just the
suspend this thing.
cost. Cause what's a good dry suit? About a grand, 1,500, and then certifications now almost a grand. And
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Save. Oh man, major edit issues. I'm sorry.
It's
Um,
okay.
yeah,
Multitasking,
just
huh?
getting Mark just hooked me up about there's an editing issue. So thanks, Mark. Yeah, I got it turned off on online. So that video will go back out. But yeah, a certification costs you about between $600 and $800. So
Okay.
is it expensive? Yeah. A lot of the certification folks will make you buy a mask and a snorkel and fins.
Mm,
Um,
got that
so
already.
if you already have that, that's not a big deal. So then that plus the cost of your hookup, the benefit to having the certification is you're gonna have the knowledge, the skills, the experience to understand the principles of what happens to your body. The other part of it is you are going to be able to take that and regardless of wherever you go in the world in the future, have a scuba diving certification. So you could go diving if you went to a resort or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
um, the best the best part is that you'll have that information and then you can apply it to your hookah diving. So
Right.
it's I know it seems like a lot, but it's definitely worth it. Brad said when his Nemo can get 2 hours of dive time, but he knows when the Nemo is down, you feel the air getting to you not as good as the first hour. So that's when he feels like it's time to move up. Yeah, that's all good and well until that battery has a system failure and completely turns off. So we'll we'll have to I'll have to edit this video and fix it and we'll get it all back to where it should be.
I'll definitely watch it. And everybody keep an eye out for Matt's video on it. You might want to watch it, especially if you're a Blue Nemo or Nomad user or regular hookah user, like on a dredge or anything, you know. Matt has a
Yeah.
lot of knowledge, so
Yeah, and I think the dredging stuff is a little different, but I would imagine even if you're like in the Bering Sea and stuff like that, you would have the same basic things that would happen, right? I don't know how deep they're diving
if
there,
I
but
if I was like my friend Brian Wilder and some people I've had on my show from Bering Sea Gold, if I was gonna work in those type of conditions, I'd probably shell out the funds for certification, even though you're on a hookah system,
mhm.
because the depths there are a lot deeper than anything. The deepest I've been on my hookahs probably 20 feet, but
Mhm.
I still know I can get the bends from that deep.
Yeah, if you were down there for, 10 hours.
Yeah,
Uh,
usually when I drove, we switched divers every tank of gas. So it'd be about 2 hours, 3 hours max.
mhm.
And then we'd switch divers and the guy comes up, get warms by the fire by the creek side and starts tending the box while your partner goes under for a 2 hour shift or a 3 hour shift and rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being a ton of fun. I would love to go do some of that kind of dredging and stuff like that.
You know Matt, don't you? Matt, you know Matt, right?
Which which Matt?
Uh, the prospecting geologist, Matt
Um,
Hospire. Oh,
I don't think we've ever personally met.
he's a really good guy, and he dredges Virginia a lot. So. I bet you if you reached out to him, he might go, hmm. Or he also detects for nuggets in Virginia also. So, you know,
Yeah.
it
Uh,
wouldn't hurt reaching out to him. He's a really good guy too.
yeah, I'll have to do that for sure. For sure. So it's but other than that kind of stuff, we've been doing the normal metal detecting, treasure hunting, getting ready for the summertime. We do have something really cool that we've been putting together. It's November 16th and 17th of this year, right here in Richmond, Virginia. It's the first ever Treasure Expo. Um, I've been working on that over the last basically the idea from concept to going to starting has been about a year and a half in the making, but because I like doing so many things, I figured that there's a much broader group of folks out there who
Mm-hmm.
like gold prospecting or who have an interest in scuba diving or an interest in fossil collecting, geology, whether that's rocks and minerals or Native American artifacts, to metal detecting, to silver coin collecting and Spanish coins, and basically anything that you could consider treasure. That's what
Right.
our treasure expo is going to be.
Ooh, shoot. When,
Um,
what are the dates of that again?
it's November 16th and 17th, right here in Richmond, Virginia. And it's really cool. Right now we have
Oh,
Debbie and Mind Lab. Well, Mind Lab and Debbie will be here. Looks like we'll have Meryl from XP. It looks like we'll have Nocta tentatively signing up, and hopefully we'll get the rest of the gang with Garrett and First Texas on board as well. So we'll have all the major manufacturers. That's the goal.
nice,
Plus
nice.
some events for the kids, um, some
So
geo
it's
cutting.
pretty much an expo, like a gold show or a treasure show, and not really like a hunt event, right?
No, yeah, it's not a relic hunt, not at all. It is 100% an expo where you can go and you can learn, you can talk to folks who are, experts in their field, whether it's that kind of machine you like. We're working on talking to some of the folks from the prospecting companies like Keen Prospecting, to try to get a bunch of different kind of booths because I did an interview with the GPAA magazine
Mm-hmm.
last week, which is what is it called? Gold Prospectors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last week we did an interview about some of the mapping that we use. So if you are a part of that, go ahead and check us out. I don't know when that article will come out, but it's an article on LiDAR and how we use mapping to find sites and how it could benefit the prospecting community.
I know Matt Hosper, who I talked about.
Hmm.
He does quite a bit of articles in International California Mining Journal, and I believe he does also do some in Gold Prospectors magazine.
Okay.
But I get both those magazines, Matt. So I'll keep an eye out for anything with you and the expo in it. And October, that's plenty far away enough to get in a
Actually,
few
it's November,
days.
so you even have an extra month.
So okay, November. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did you post anything on it yet? I thought I
Yeah.
saw something on your site on
Yeah,
Facebook
so
about it.
we've been posting and sharing it. If you guys are interested, you can go to gondiggin.net and you can go underneath the events tab, and that will pull up right to right now we have a vendor call up, but you can buy tickets early, $10 in advance, $12 at the door kind of thing. And It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have door prizes, giveaways, demonstrations. Right now we have 4 different speakers. We'll probably have, I would imagine the manufacturers will do some talks and things like that.
I have a little idea, or here's a thought. If you want to get the finger of prospectors and the treasure hand kind of involved, you could reach out to some of like the GPA chapters or
Hmm.
clubs in your area, and uh, like my clubs I belong to, the Buckeye chapter of the GPA and Ohio Prospectors Association, we'll go to shows and do a panning booth and do give panning demonstrations and um,
So we're looking to add some of those folks as well. Anybody to help demonstrate and show and let people learn. That's going to be pretty big for us. And then we're gonna have, hopefully we'll have some historical displays, some military stuff, all the kind of things that you would want to see if you're interested in the niche, bottle collectors, diggers, guys who make tumblers, folks who do the like George Lesh who make the relic hunting shovels to that's those are all the folks we're looking for. So mining tools, things like that.
nice, nice. Have you had a
Yeah.
good response?
Yeah, so far it's been pretty, a lot of people are really receptive. Certainly it's a number of days away. I mean, we have about 250 days out. And I'm sure as it gets closer, we're going to have a lot more interest and a lot more people that want to come and be a part of it. So I'm really excited about that. Maybe I'll get my favorite Diggin Canuck to come down and hang out with us.
Oh, if
Um,
Liz comes down for that, I would really have to try do my best to make it over to Virginia for that. That I love Liz. She
International celebrity. Um,
she is. She is.
100%. Um, so yeah, that's something we've been working on. We've done some organized metal detecting events, which have been really cool. Really small, probably not stuff that you would have like hit on the map, so to speak. Just 30, 40 people, smaller, more intimate things where we do cookouts every afternoon, At the end
Those
of the
are
day, I
fun
want to,
though. Those
yeah,
are
like,
fun. I held 3 or 4 flash bashes and I kept it only to 50 campsites available. So at the max, there's 100, and that way you could be more personable and get to know everyone for the most part. And it was a great time.
yeah.
I'm
And it's way more fun that way, right? Like it's not because I did it because I wanted to make a bunch of money. Like
right.
I won't pointing fingers or names at anybody, but
Oh, I
there's
will. Dick stock.
there's a there's a place for that. Don't get me wrong. But it's not my place. I'd rather have it
Not
to.
to put down Dickstock or any of the big guy outing type people, whatever floats your boat, and I'm sure they're a good time. So I'm like you. Would want something a little more personable.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They, something personable, something that people, we can hang out, we can have an enjoyable time, we can talk about treasure hunting, we can talk about metal detecting, and we can, just be around each other. And a lot of these events, I'll even talk about, I guess some of the other events is you're not always going to find something good, so you have to have creative value for what you go spend your hard-earned money on. And I never want to be able to say I guarantee you're going to find something that's earth-shattering, but I guarantee you'll have a good time.
Well, and that's the only real guarantee anyone could give, isn't it? Isn't it up to you could bury the best gold, silver, whatever relics you want, and if the detectors is having a hit or miss day and all they're pulling up is pull tabs and bullets, well, maybe if it's a three ringer or something like that, but I mean like modern or pull tabs, I've heard some lashbacks at some of the bigger outings where I didn't find nothing. Well, how much time do you put into it? I could go to the creek all day, and if I'm not finding anything, it's probably because I'm not putting in the sweat equity to operate my, uh, no disrespect to my amigos out there, my Mexican backhoe, uh, if I don't put it to work or my dredge or something, I'm not going to
That's
get the
right.
gold. If you go there and mingle and visit, there's the treasure of that outing right there. If you
Right. That's
find
all.
silver or gold, great. But
Yeah, that's 100% right. I mean, a lot of people get very discouraged, and there's a weird pressure to go and find something amazing when you go to one of these events. But the truth is that you have to sit back and look and say, "Hey, I'm going for the experience, and if I go for the
mhm,
experience, I'm going to win." It's not about like, "Oh, I've got to go find something to pay for what I spent." Because if you have that mentality, you'll never be able to find enough things to pay for the cost of what you did.
right. I thought about going to the one. It was the dig stock, I think, down in the Carolinas. They had prospecting involved and relic hunting involved, but the price of camping, the price of fuel, the price of the event alone, I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's expensive. But like for me and our family, that's what we use as our vacation time. So it's all in what you want to do in life, and I think
Right.
that's that's what it is. You were talking about megalodon teeth earlier. There's
Oh,
a there's a pretty decent size one, and then this is one that's quite larger. This one's just right about if it had the tip, it would have been over 5. So, that's a big one for whoever was asking about big teeth, and that one probably weighs almost a pound, maybe a little more.
did you find that off the coast or in a river?
Yeah, this one came off the off coast of, Wilmington, North Carolina. That one came out of 94 feet of water, and
Wow.
it's a big one, but it's pretty wrecked. It doesn't have very much enamel on it, but that's a cool one because you can give it to a kid and they're, like, blown away.
Right, right.
Like this one, that one's pretty decent. It's got some enamel on it. None of them ever have the burlette, but they're um they're good. So
Yeah, that'd be cool. Find one of those. Who is it? Oh, I'm having a brain fart on their names, but Tim and Ross Fosh Fisher.
yeah, the Fishers, yeah.
They have the mine in the Carolinas, and they
Mm.
they go dig for megalodon teeth and whatnot. Also, I'd like to make it down there too and visit them and check out their historic find they found on their mine, that old bucket line dredge they found.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really cool. It's a very interesting thing. I haven't been down there, but they're really not that far from me. They're only about 2.5 hours from me. I need to go down there. I've been in some of the rivers that are close to them to find
Mhm.
megalodon teeth. So it's pretty fun. It's a pretty cool place down there.
And you do that all while diving, right? You don't do
We
it
do
like
find some
Tim
surface teeth.
does and use a shovel. Well, his tooth rake or whatever he
Yeah.
invented for hunting shark's teeth.
Yep.
Um,
They use pitchforks. They're like four-pronged pitchforks, and then they put a expanded metal so you can sort it
right.
out, and then you can just dump it out.
It's
So we
like
do.
a classifier on a shovel
That's exactly right.
or a
It's
big handle, you know. So.
yeah, dumps all the dumps all the junk out and keeps all the big teeth. So that's pretty cool.
Now, when you've been diving, do you run across any vehicles and stuff?
Um, Last summer we had the opportunity to go out with Jacob Grubb from Chaos Divers.
Yeah.
And we dove on two cars in the river. But there were, well, I say but thankfully they were old and there were no remains that we could see.
Right.
Uh, yeah, and neither of the vehicles that we found were related to any cold cases or anything like that. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
It's I had Jacob on again not too long ago. Then right behind him, Jeremy and Adam from Adam Brown Adventures and
Mm-hmm.
Exploring with Nug. Um, but those are good guys. I I've wondered if you ever thought about taking your adventures that way since you do scuba dive. You are a paramedic and work in the fire department.
Um,
So,
you know, if there was a need to go find a vehicle and recover it for known reasons, um, I would certainly lend my expertise to do that. But currently, with my current profession, I use treasure hunting and metal detecting and scuba diving as my release from the normal uh, parts of my job that I don't like.
right,
So, um, it would be hard to mix that with the things that I really love. Not to say I don't really love my job that I have now. I think public service is something that everyone should do. I think other national or other countries have it right when they make everyone do, 2 years or 4 years of national service, whether that's the army or infrastructure or whatever it is.
right,
I feel like we would be a better nation for that. We'd have a little more empathy for people who don't have it quite as good. But that's a little soapbox, but I do like like Brad said, just going underwater and just chilling and hanging out. So it's good for me.
yeah. I always enjoy just being underwater, even if it's just with my hookah in a dredge hole, lawn arming it. You know,
Yeah.
watching the fish and stuff.
Yeah, well, you got to see fish. I don't get to see a ton of fish. The ones that I do see typically startle me.
Well, your water you dive in's pretty dark, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Unless you're
So
off the coast.
yeah, once you get off into the Gulf Stream, the water's beautiful. It's like diving into a pool, and then that pool just keeps going down and down and down, and eventually you see the bottom, which is really awesome to see the bottom at like 50 foot off the bottom, and you're looking down and you can see it. It's really cool.
Now, what's been your scariest moment while you've been out hunting for stuff scuba diving?
Uh, I would say probably my one of my most difficult The last dive of last year was pretty rough on me. I was diving a dry suit. I was diving heavy weights, and I underestimated the current, to be honest with you. The current was absolutely ripping, and I I got to the bottom of the river and I realized very quickly, like, this isn't the best of places for me to be. So I'm
Mm.
going to go right up back up my anchor line and get the heck out of the water. So I did that and quickly readjusted. So that was the, everyone who says, if there's someone that says they're not claustrophobic, it's because they just haven't found the space that they're claustrophobic of.
Mm.
Um, Even in the dark water, I'm typically pretty good with dark confined spaces. I still found that was pretty claustrophobic. Um, The other one was we were recovering a truck off of the James River, 2019 GMC 1500 that went into about 25 feet of water. It did not have anybody in it. We knew it didn't have anybody in it. Actually had a video of it going under. And it was that was a pretty claustrophobic place too. So those are probably my two most like uneasy times of diving.
Now, have you ever had any scary moments while out in a field digging old camps and stuff?
Um,
Ever make a deep coyote hole or anything while you're out in a field digging for camps?
no, I mean most of my adventure stuff um has been pretty low key when I'm out doing that stuff.
Take a break, but don't go far. Gold fever's burning like a shooting star. Grab a snack, stretch it out. Still more stories to talk about. Shovels in the dirt, pickaxes high. Treasures waiting, reach for the sky. Tuesday night, Hangout live, don't go away. We'll be back real soon, there's more to say. Legends of gold, secrets untold. The hunt's not over, there's more to unfold. From lost mines to rivers wide, prospectors digging side by side. Old time stories, brand new finds. Gold and treasure, history shines. Shovels in the dirt, pickaxes high. Treasures waiting, reach for the sky. Tuesday night, Hangout live, don't go away. We'll be back real soon, there's more to say. Legends of gold, secrets untold. The hunt's not over, there's more to unfold.
We used to travel and hike and stuff a lot, and that would get me. The probably the scariest, like the dogs or like the unfriendly animals, big bulls in the field that don't want you in there.
Right.
Um, so I don't really appreciate those guys either, especially if you're in a field and you're like,
Sounds
I'm
like you've
okay.
been chased.
Yeah, I may have been run out of the field a couple times, or over friendly horses. Like we've been in a couple fields where the horses just walk around and they push you around with their noses and stuff, and then you'll get two horses that both think that you have something for them to eat, and they like either get to scuffling or whatever, and they're kicking hooves and stuff around. It's that can be a little unnerving as well.
Our good friend Liz wants to know if you have ever felt any spirits and spirit feelings on a battlefield.
We talked about that. One of my friends has a photo that eerily looks like a soldier on a battlefield on a game camera. And I've definitely gotten like weird feelings in places. Um, but not so much on the battlefields. I guess, like trying to think in general, like those kind of feelings. We stayed in a house in New England that had some like real creepy past, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but I got some really eerie feelings being in that house. And that's probably the most spirit kind of feelings I've had. My mom swears up and down she's seen soldiers on the battle of Cold Harbor, which is really close to where I live. On June 3rd, the opening hour of Cold Harbor, about 4,500 soldiers died in the first, they
Wow.
estimate 15 to 20 minutes.
Wow.
Um, and then there was another total of about 12,000, uh, including those 4,500 that were killed, captured, missing. So whether they ran away, they died, or whatever. I've unfortunately have a couple friends who have found field burials throughout the battlefield. When you have that many that died over the course of the basically week that they were there, they didn't have a lot of time to have proper burials, so they would bury them in trenches or make makeshift graves in the field. And I had a
Are
gentleman locate four soldiers.
um
Um,
by any chance did he have any of those groups that help locate surviving family members to soldiers and stuff and give them a proper burial or return them home or
um, So one of my friends I do he found a South Carolina soldier and they did a proper burial in one of the cities here in the Richmond area. They went to the five counties he could have been from in South Carolina and collected soil from each one, and then they placed that in his casket when they interred him. Um, the other place is it was well known at that time of field burials were there, and the farmer had grown up there his whole life. And his rule was, because they had recovered a soldier prior, shut his farming down, shut everything down. His rule was, if you find a soldier buried on the field here, you don't say anything, you cover him up and you let him rest.
it's,
So
it's
one and a part of it, I understand his mentality of that, and I believe this as well. A few years ago they recovered two soldiers out of what they call a limb pit on the battlefield of Manassas. And those gentlemen were laid into this burial with amputated body like arms and legs
mhm.
around them, and then they were interred in that. And the Park Service dug them up and reinterred them, put them in Arlington, and had a big military funeral. And it's going to sound weird, but I feel like they dishonored those gentlemen. Those two gentlemen were laid to rest by the men they fought with, um, and in turn, there would be no greater honor than to have your your troops, or the people that are your group, lay you to rest. Let alone, I don't need strangers 150 years ago digging me up and having some ceremony. Um,
Right.
Now some people think other ways, right? It was makeshift. That wasn't the intention, but those fellows were laid there to rest by the men they fought with. So I understand why that farmer felt that way about the burials on his farm.
Yeah, and probably on a crop end, it could dig into a season if they're cord plotting areas out to do excavation and stuff, and they get academia involved and everything like that. So
Hmm.
I could see both sides, but I also see your side too, That's where their friends in battle, their comrades in battle laid them to rest. Kind of
Right.
hate to sound rude, but the only thing that really wants to pop out of my mouth right now is let a dead dog lie.
Right.
I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but um,
Well, and I don't think it's disrespectful. I think I think that the term, they were put to rest in those places, so let them
right,
rest. I think that's what
right.
you're looking.
That
Um,
sounds a lot better than let a dead horse or a dead dog lie or a dead horse lie. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I like that better, Matt. We'll go with that
yeah.
one. We'll go with that one. It's good to see your channel has grown very nicely while with your journey here on YouTube. Proud of you, buddy. If I was next to you, I'd give you a pat on the back right there.
Thank you. It's this has been an interesting roller coaster of growing and learning. I feel like every time I make a video now that I learn something new, whether it's editing or, any of the other things, I feel like I mastered. I come back to them and I don't know what I'm doing again.
Right.
Um, so but yeah, I've tried to add some new things to my channel that I think are interesting that are that people want to watch. I added a feature a couple weeks ago called Dirt Talk with and it's just kind of a single feature where very limitedly edited. We go out and me and somebody else, and all I do, I don't even swing a machine, I just film. And we talk about metal detecting or kind of like these live streams used to go, right?
Right.
Wherever the wind takes us, so to speak.
Right. That's kind
Um,
of how my life started. Do I film what was it? I'd call it streamside chats, and I'd talk to different people in the prospecting community, streamside in camp or where they're dredging or sluicing or whatever. But I have to admit though, Matt, I like lives better. There is no editing. So
yeah, yeah. There's no editing or any of that stuff, but I appreciate the lives. I like the interaction between here and all the folks that are hanging out. I mean, like,
I
how
agree.
else in the world we get 50, ourselves and 15 or 16 of our closest friends here to hang out and chat, and answer questions and just, talk about life. So I really like that, but I also like sometime, no offense to the folks in the chat, it can be distracting over there and you can
Right,
get sidetracked, especially the way my brain works. So, I like having different types of material for people to watch, whether it's just digging or whether it's learning how to do something or, whatever it might be.
right.
So, but yeah, we added that. We're adding some more how-to content of how we run our machines. And then I don't know. I don't know where the future is going to take us this year, other than the Treasure Expo, which is huge for me, but just trying to do different things and turn this into a full-time gig.
I'm sure all of us on here who have channels would love that. Huh. Liz might be there. You're full time, aren't you, Liz? Shoot, the world famous Diggin Connect.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's maybe it's a pipe dream, you know. I don't have a monsters channel by any means, but we've grown pretty regularly, and you know, hopefully we'll find one of those play buttons in their mailbox one day, maybe not, but if it
One
never
day.
happens, I won't ever be upset. You know, I started this channel for many reasons, but the biggest reason was I hope that one day I'm old enough that I don't remember where I went or what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have this video diary of the places I went and the things I found.
Shoot. You're not doing too
Um,
shabby at 11,000, you know?
yeah,
You,
not bad. We've grown pretty big in this year. We've grown a couple hundred each month. Done some bigger, done a little better videos. Done definitely better money wise than I have in a while. So that's cool.
that helps. But, it isn't everything. But, unfortunately, with the YouTube monster, sure, you start off really simple with whatever you got. Then you want to improve and do better. So you invest in better camera gear. Then if you do lives and stuff, oh shoot, this laptop isn't cutting it. I need to buy a bigger gaming tower or a streaming tower. And
Yeah,
things add up, better
they do.
internet service and
Yeah,
whatnot.
they do. Better internet, better a little bit of everything. And you know, in the last couple of years, I've put a little more stuff on Facebook than I ever have before. So we've got 66,000 on Facebook that follow us, and then
Oh, on Gone Diggin'?
yeah, gone digging. The group
Nice.
has about 12,000 on the group. And then we have a couple other platforms and other um, social media sites that round us out almost to 100,000. So that's pretty cool. It's just, you know, doing a little bit more of everything. So, but in turn, it's just more work. But more work's all right.
That it is. The more you want to do, the more work it is. But you're on TikTok, Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, of course, here on YouTube, as you all should know. Plus managing your own website. So all of that keeps you busy. I've kind of took a a little left turn on my channel. I've got into creating shorts, but it's all
Oh yeah.
mining history, ghost towns and mining history, and do a little research, gather some royalty-free pictures that I can without infringing on copyrights, and putting them together. It's it's short. It's fun. I'm enjoying it, and it keeps something on my channel
There you
fresh.
go. There you go. David Villa asked, "Do I use nitrox?" I do. I do. We anything we dive, well, really, I dive nitrox a lot more than not. So anything over 30 feet is nitrox. And I actually have my own compressor. It's another thing I've been doing. I got about 100+ scuba tanks in my scuba shop now. We've been cleaning tanks and selling them, and um and always, moving equipment through. I've got my own compressor now, so I don't have to go anywhere to get air or nitrox. I'm blending my own, and that's really fun. So, I mean, if there was a guy who worked 100 hours a week, it's me plus a normal job. So,
Nice. I was reading Brad's explanation to David about the garden hose thing.
yeah, yeah.
Hello,
And
Rosanna. Welcome. Watching from the Philippines. Well, thanks for stopping in and visiting. Ellsworth, good to see you and the girls. Looked like you had fun on your pictures you shared. Uh, I know a guy up in New England that uses a hose for a hookah. For he he calls it his hillbilly hookah, Matt. At least he blows out outside of the hose, so he isn't breathing in what he exhaled.
wow.
but but because I
Well,
talked to him about him, I'm like, Joseph, you don't want to be breathing out into your hose too. You better be breathing out somewhere else, out your nose or something, so you're not bringing in what you just exhaled.
use two hoses. There's some funny jokes going on in the comments over there.
Yeah, David Villa can be that way. Mi amigo.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's good. It's good. Try to keep up with this place back behind me. I need to do that.
Well, the relic room still looks good. Looks like
Yeah,
you
it's not
put
bad.
some added to your collection quite a bit, though.
Yeah, I got this sign up here. That's something we did last year. We were on the History Channel last year
Oh, nice.
on Beyond Oak Island.
Oh, wow.
So if anybody's interested, we were in uh season 3, episode 9.
Season
It's
3, Episode 9, Beyond
Beyond.
Okay.
Yep, and you can stream it on Amazon. I think it's a couple bucks if you buy it. I don't make any money on it, but or wherever you might stream it. I don't know what other companies stream it, but it's there. That was a lot of ton. That was a ton of fun. It was a lot of work. Oh my gosh. Most work I think I've done for 30 minutes of my life, or I guess it was an hour.
I'm sure the
Yeah,
experience alone, too bad you don't make any royalties off of it, but hey, it gets you
yeah,
out there.
yeah. It put us out there a little more on the map for people to see what we do, and it's been cool because it's allowed us to have a few folks reach out to us about other TV opportunities. I did a casting call for a gold and silver mine. I think it was a gold mine search in Montana and Alberta. I don't think the idea got bought, but we'll see. You just put yourself out there as much as possible, and maybe it shows up.
Yeah, you never know until you try, right?
That's exactly right.
Well, we've covered you're not sure what the future lies. Do you have any goals for for your channel and what you're doing with your brand? Um, let's say a short-term 5-year goal or anything?
Um, Short term, man, I'd love just to have this expo be exciting and people attend and have it as a multi-year event where it came back every year. I would love for that to happen. If that got me through now to 5 years, I'd be happy with that. Long term, man, I'd love to turn this into a retirement thing where I made enough money when I decided to retire from the fire department that I could do that. Barring, God willing that I'm still healthy enough to do it. But I don't know. Just keep making videos and make each one better than the last one and have enough people that still want to watch what I do.
Right.
So, um,
Do you think our niches have become oversaturated?
um, no, I don't think so. I don't think you'll ever see them truly oversaturated. I think what you're seeing now is a you're seeing what I would call a creator exodus. You're seeing creators realize that the bar is way up here, and if you're not producing things that are that high or that level, then you're not getting recognized, you're not growing as a channel. And I think you're seeing a big creator exodus. I think you see this every few years on YouTube. Um,
Mm. Yeah, and
so
part of it's willing to put in the extra effort to try to reach that bar, and some people don't want to put in the extra effort, and they're
mhm.
like, man, this is too much work.
It's
Or
hard. The biggest part of this entire platform is consistency, right? It's not
mm,
just, well, I mean, there's other parts of it. It's like being personable, right? You can go out gold prospecting and never find a piece of gold and people don't care. As long as you tell them a story about how you went out and how your day was and you made them feel like a part of it, then you're going to win. But the thing is that there's a lot of people that aren't going out and doing that. And something that even I struggle with every day, um, to make a better story. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's oversaturated. Um, you
yeah,
know,
it makes sense
more
what
people.
you're saying. You should have caught last week's show. My guest was in the chat room for a little bit. Chris, are you still in here? But Chris Undertaking, he's a service personnel stationed out of 29 Palms, California, and I first saw him on TikTok. He's a prospector, but his whole family gets involved, and he's kind of a comedian like Pioneer Polly, and he has a good attitude, and I like his stuff. That's why I asked him to join us on the show. So, but I he does a good job, and he does everything on his phone, I found out. But he's was like a shorts master, because I think he started on TikTok, and everything on TikTok was shorts or is shorts. I know they have up to 10 minutes now, so
Yeah, I have a hard time. You don't see very many shorts on my channel. Um, I don't I don't know that YouTube has figured out where shorts are, and where it has a place. Um, I worry about shorts. So I think they work really well for some people. I'm more dedicated to long form content. So if I get a big shorts audience, I don't really necessarily want to saturate that and they're not going to watch my long form content.
right.
So yeah, it's different. I think it's like different for every platform, Are you on TikTok? Are you on Facebook? Do you do reels on Instagram or whatever it is? I think the cool part about where we are now with content creation, even when me and you started, however many years ago, there's so many more options to go out and make things for other people and to put them in places where you find the community that you want. So that's really why I think that it's not oversaturated.
Makes sense. I I'm biased though, but I have the best community on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I do.
And what's great, it overlaps with so many other great channels like yours and Liz's and tons of others in several different niches in the treasure hunting whole.
Yeah, yeah, it all kind of blends and it's all treasure and it's all fun. And I think that's the best part about it, you know? Um, so yeah, I don't, I don't know where the channel goes. I hope that it, you know, continues to grow.
I'm sure
Maybe
it
one day
will.
maybe Adeline's like, I can do this better and she can she picks it up and she wants to do it or she finds some way that she wants to do it on her own.
Well, you could help produce her when she gets old enough, and you
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't.
weird spot to be like, because she loves being on my videos, but I don't feel like I want to like exploit my daughter for views or putting, videos out with, with her.
I had
Uh,
that was kind of what was running through my mind. Would I want to exploit my granddaughter that way, or at such a young age, or my children? Of course, my children have children now, so uh, yeah, because I've seen a lot of families that use their children like that. Some do very well, like Chris,
mhm.
and some end up totally going off the deep end. And, but I know you're a pretty level-headed man, and you have a good moral stature, Matt. So I couldn't imagine you exploiting your daughter in any way that would be.
N-
I can't see it. I think
Yeah,
you'd let
yeah,
her if she wanted to and work hard on it.
yeah.
And
I want, yeah, the other part of the whole basis of my channel is to be able to remember these things later in life. And the cool part is I did a video with just me and her a couple weeks ago, and it didn't get any views. I mean, for having almost 11,000 plus subscribers, I get like 300 views because I marked it as made for kids because I wanted the same protections that YouTube offers for made for kids channels.
right,
So it reduced the ad sense and it didn't show it to a ton of people, but that was okay. Like I didn't make it for everybody else. I made it I made it for us.
right,
So if I do one of those videos a year, I can go back and look at my life and say, I didn't exploit her. I didn't use her for views or for growing a following. Except for maybe when Miss Liz is around, I do. She loves Miss Liz, so um, it's one of those things. So I maybe use her to gain favor for that, but I can't wait for the day that they get to meet because we're gonna make that happen sooner than later. Um, so yeah, in the end, it's you have to like, weigh the good with the bad, and I think you're right. Is as long as you do it with solid intentions, you don't really have to worry about sleeping at night.
right, right. Um, shoot, I was now to date. Hey, Benzo Gold, how you doing? And Ellsworth, can't believe Lacey got 260,000 views on TikTok. She's a star, Ellsworth, of course. Um, now, to date, what's your favorite find? Do
Oh, I
you
don't have
have
it
it
here.
handy? No, okay.
No, I don't have it here. I do have one. I do have a top three here. Hold on. Oh. So We'll start at number. I don't know. We'll start at number 3. How about that?
Sounds good.
So this will be number 3. This is my top 3 favorite find. So
Uniform button?
it is a uniform button, and it's a big star. And that big star is from Hood's 3rd or 5th Texans from the Battle of uh, Gaines Mill. The
Ooh.
reason that I love this button is that this thing it traveled all the way from Texas in 1862, and Hood's Texans took the field at Gaines Mill. They went down through this bottom, rushed over a creek, and dislodged the Federal position, which made them withdraw to the Battle of Malvern Hill during the 7 Days battles. This button is actually exceedingly rare. It is what's known as a local button, so it means that it was locally made only during the period of the Confederacy, and I was offered 3,500 when it came out of the ground, but it's not something I think I could ever sell.
I'd
So
keep it.
yeah, it's a small
Unless you
enough.
want to use it, put your daughter through college, through a
Yeah,
year, a semester of college.
yeah. By then, I doubt it would be that.
Right, right, no
The
doubt.
the number 2 find is not in here, but it is a soldier's ID stencil. His name is it says JAS period W period Bradley, Burlington, Connecticut, Company D, Harris Light Cavalry. His name is James Wolfe Bradley. He enlisted in which would have been the Harris Light Cavalry, which was absorbed by the 2nd New York Cavalry, and he was enlisted in 1861, mustered out in 1865. The interesting part about that is the 2nd New York fought all over the place, including Gettysburg, but there's very small amounts of written record as to what they did and where they were. So I found that stencil diving absolutely amazing to have found that on the bottom of a river.
Wow,
To
cool.
actually hold something that you can tell was from one person. The cool part is I've looked up his grave on Find a Grave, and I'd like to go visit him. But he has 2 headstones, and they sit side by side. And for some reason, they have 2 different death dates. One's July 25th, the other one's July 24th. And why they're 2
Huh.
different death dates and they're both put there side by side is beyond me. And then my number one, probably like the find that I worked the most for would be one of my onion bottles that I found in the last couple of years. I worked really hard to get scuba dive, to get certified, to do all of these things. I dug in pits. I looked for bottles everywhere, and then I kind of started thinking outside of the box, and I started going places where I thought no one else had been, and lo and behold, I was right. And I started finding colonial period glass, and
Nice.
that's really up there on the list. So, um, you know,
What
there's
has
all
been the
kinds.
oldest coin you've ever found?
Um, Oldest coin I found um, I found a um 1580s Spanish Maravedis, which is a hammered copper coin. The Spanish Maravedis were made in Spain, and then they came over. It was really worn. This one was actually redated, so they didn't like the size denomination, so they changed it, and when they rechanged the denomination, they changed the date of the coin as well, which was like 1586 or something. So that thing was probably in circulation for a long time. Really cool. I found it on a hilltop overlooking a colonial road where we found buttons and all kinds of stuff down the roadway. And it just makes you wonder, like, how'd they lose that coin sitting there on the edge of that road?
Interesting. And you're a Mind Lab guy, right? Still?
Yeah, yeah, I use a number of machines, but traditionally I use the MindLab GPX a lot.
What's your is that your favorite Mind Lab detector, the GPX?
Yeah, I love the GPX. It's because of the depth of the GPX and the places that I metal detect. Now, the GPX. In fact, this button right here is a GPX find. Um, because of the depth of the places that I'm looking for features, or I'm looking for trash pits, or I'm looking for trench lines or bomb proofs. I'm looking for all those places. So the GPX is the machine for that. Um, the depth is incredible. I mean, it's unbeatable.
Nice, nice. I'm kind of partial to my Mind Labs too. I have
Yeah,
a
the Equinox
couple.
series, CTXs. I use CTX for a long time, 10 plus years. Yeah, I love it. It's they make really good machines. But I became a dealer a couple years ago, so I sell machines as well, direct on my website. So always looking for affiliates. Wink, wink. Um,
I wink wink.
um, but yeah, it's there's so many good choices in the metal detecting world these days, and for such a reasonable price point.
Yeah, no. Um, Nocta's being kind of competitive to uh Mind Lab though. 'Cause
Oh yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things about their machines.
Yeah, I've sold a few machines to some young folks around here around Christmas and stuff like that. Um and they're successful. They um they find a lot of they find a lot of good coins and a lot of fun things like that. They find bullets, they find buckles. In fact, a young boy, he didn't buy this machine from me, but he found it used a simplex and he found a $5,000 belt buckle with it.
Ooh,
So, I mean, you can go out and find this stuff. And in turn, whether you're a MindLab person or Nocta, or you even like XP or Garrett,
right.
all of these companies are great. And the more competition just means it's going to be better products for us in the future.
Well, yeah. Competition does have a good place in the retail market. Um, I, I use Mind Lab and I like both my Mind Labs. Um, but I was asked to help get a metal detector for a friend I work with. Shoot, Jack could even be in the live chat for all I know. But I was deciding what would he want at a good price point, price point that wouldn't be too expensive and still be a good machine all the way around. And it either was going to be the Knox 800 or, yeah, Knox 800 or the Legend. I ended up getting him the Legend. So sorry I didn't
Oh,
get it through you, Matt. Got it
that's okay.
through another friend of mine, Andy. So
Oh yeah, Andy O'Neill. Andy does
Yeah,
good stuff. Yeah, I mean there's more than enough folks out here. The reason that I started selling machines is because I had so many people that called me and was like, "Where should I buy machines from?" And I'd wanted to build a website, and I wanted to expand what I did as part of my brand, the Gone Diggin brand. And so yeah, I mean that was just kind of a natural progression to it.
yeah,
It's a lot of work too. So it's there, there's tons of good folks out here selling machines. So no faults in any of that. And that's probably why I don't sell as many, because I should be like, oh, you should have bought it from me, but that's just not me.
actually, I might have been totally brain farting about you even selling stuff. I've seen so many good friends and stuff in our community go from here to here, becoming a dealer. And I went through friends. For
Mhm.
the Nocta, I went through Andy. If I was thinking about going through Drew and Jocelyn if I was going to go the Mind Lab way.
Right.
And I tend to like to do business with friends, and I consider you a friend, Matt. So if I
Oh
would have
no,
been thinking, I probably would have came to you too and got prices and stuff. And hey, what's the best
no.
package?
No worries. Well, and a lot of those folks do package things. I don't typically sell packages because I believe that if you're in the market for a metal detector, you should find a budget, and then you should build your package around the budget, what you're looking for, right? Like you should have a good pinpointer, you should have a good shovel, you should have
Mm-hmm.
a bag, you should have a decent machine. Well, you shouldn't have a $500 budget and buy a $500 machine, because the truth of the matter is the metal detecting community and the metal detecting world right now is so good. You can buy a $300 machine and fill the rest of your budget out with the things that make it fun, the pinpointer, the bag, the shovel, and you can go out and have a really good time versus buying that $500 machine and wishing you bought a pinpointer, or wishing you had done something else. So unless it's something very, very specific that you're looking for, most of the time that's how I recommend people buy machines.
Uh, Jack's a great guy, good friend, great to work with, Matt. And he's been interested in prospecting and metal detecting for years. And finally, his wife's like, I know you know people in this area. Here's my budget. And I contacted a few people, and Andrew gave me a package, or not, yeah, Andy, two Andrews, um, but not Drew, Andy. He gave me what I thought was a good deal on a Legend package during the Christmas time. Came with headphones, came with two coils, came with the goodie bag, came with the hand
Oh yeah.
spade, came with the pinpointer,
Mhm.
and pretty much everything he needed to get his coil dirty and get out there and dig some plugs and find some goodies. I really can't wait to get out with him because he has some good old permissions in his neck of the woods. I have some pretty decent permissions too, so
There you go. Yeah.
I've been dabbling more the past few years in metal detecting with
Well, the cool part about it is that if you can't find the gold, you can find the gold that's already made into something.
right, true.
So, and I do love finding gold rings. That's one of my favorite things in the world.
I found two rings but no gold ones yet. No gold rings. Silver
Yeah.
but no gold. One day I'll find gold other than a nugget.
Yeah.
It'd
Uh,
be nice if it's American Gold Eagle or something like that, but hey, I wouldn't be picky at all. 10 karat gold
yeah.
ring, 14 karat gold ring.
Yeah.
David B
It's
has so many treasures, so little time. You are right, mi amigo.
yeah.
Uh,
I have a place that I call the gold mine, and it is I will I won't give the details away, but if you know me, it's unbelievable. I've dug 22 gold rings out of a 30 by 30 area.
wow,
Yeah.
that is a
It's
gold
literally like
mine.
it is a gold mine. I think I don't know how many ounces of gold I've gotten out of there so far. 10 karat, 14 karat. Um, Typically nothing higher carat than that. But if you think outside the box, there are places with gold rings all over this country just like that.
I believe
Um,
it.
it
Uh,
is unreal. And that doesn't account for any of the silver. I've dug some relics in there. I've dug the piles of coins. The crazy part about this is I have to target certain very specific signals because there's so many coins in here that you'll dig two, three pennies or nickels at a time. If you were going to dig high tones looking for silver, you'll dig quarter after quarter. So if you stick to the low to mid tones, you can typically find a number of rings. I think the best I did out there was 5 in a day,
wow,
plus silver and plus the earrings and all the other stuff that
that
goes
is
with
a
it.
gold mine. You
Yeah,
you know
David.
Brian, don't you? B. Higgles.
I don't know.
He came to Flash Bash, my last Splash Bash, with Shane from Ohio River History,
Hmm.
and he found a diamond palladium ring in a kitty lot.
Wow.
When he showed me like that, he's like, "Look what I found today, Ed," and he had plenty of confirmation on his spine. Not that I doubted him, but I'm like, "Wow, nice, nice." Uh,
David said cherry picking. Yeah, unfortunately, in this place, it has so many targets. I hunt with a 6-inch coil, and you have to cherry pick, or I mean, you can't lay on the bottom and just sift all the coins off the bottom. I wish you could because the gold is sitting there in all those targets. But you
so it's
unfortunately have,
underwater.
yeah, it is underwater. But you have to be very, very thoughtful as to how you attack a place like that that has that many targets. Um, So, yeah, but that's why I say that they're everywhere. Those places are legit everywhere in this country. You don't have to be in a gold vein. You don't have to be, there are these little hidden holes full of gold rings that if you think about it, it'll all make sense.
I know a park on a stream. I'm on a river. I'm by quite a few, quite a lot during the summer. There's a park and a swim hole there with a rope swing and you're giving me ideas.
I would be in there every day,
He's-
especially with gold. What did gold break its record today or Friday?
20, what was that, Ken or Miss Chartsman's in the house? Mr. Lodak,
2175.
what's gold right now? Yeah, it it went over 21 just last week. So, and it all adds up. Now, what do you do with your scrap gold? take the stones out and melt it
Um,
and make ingots? Do you just put it in a display?
so what I've done traditionally with the gold rings that I've found, I've actually made other items like as gifts with it. I have a friend who is a master of jeweler, and I found a ring on a battlefield, and it was a soldier sweetheart ring. It was really
Mhm.
thin gold, and I wanted it rebuilt. So when my daughter was born, I had taken some of the 14 karat rings that I'd found, and I gave them to him, and he rebuilt this soldier sweetheart ring, and reset a stone in it for me. It was a citron, and so she
Ooh,
wears that.
nice. Brad
So
says 3,300 in Australia. Mr. Lodak says high of 21.95,
20,
21.57 now.
maybe time to unload some spare gold rings.
Maybe.
Maybe it's time to just go find some more.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
in time we'll see what we can do. Hang on to your gold. I think that's right. I think you want to hold on to every piece of gold you have right now. Um,
You might
I,
want to because it's gonna go higher. Same with silver, I think.
mhm. I think you're going to see the election cycle here in the U.S. drive the price of gold way higher. I think 27 to 3,000 probably isn't unreasonable.
You could very well be right. Very
Yeah, I mean
well
we're
be
only
right.
500 bucks off of it right now. And with this election stuff, I mean, who knows where it ends up?
Right? If you hear anyone behind me, everybody, it's my better half and granddaughter. So,
Yeah.
Ruby, yes, you. I could see your voice on my meter, honey. So if I can see that, they can hear you. The joys of live broadcasting. Something overtook Silver's market cap. I forgot what it
Be over
was.
there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Sure you did,
maybe
Mr.
so.
Lodak. Too late, Jeff. She's long gone.
Mm.
I'm sure you heard the keyboard quite a bit earlier, too. Here in a minute. Every time I talk, Joyce says that. Or type. I hate to cut the show short than I normally do, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm a supervisor on the job now, and I'm running a building complex right now. It's kind of a pain in the butt. It,
I got you.
I'm getting older too. Need some beauty rest. I
Me, me as well. I have a long shift tomorrow, and then I have a few days off. So it will be it will be good. I'm looking forward to it.
well, I hope you have safe long shift, and I hope if you go treasure hunting on your days off, I hope you find the mother lode of whatever you're looking for, my friend. It's a pleasure having you back after so long. I'm glad you're doing so well. Your daughter's grown up like a weed, you
Yeah.
know. Beautiful daughter. It was a pleasure meeting her earlier.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, good. Well, I just want to say thanks for having me. You know, you've done this for a long time, and always always continue to produce a quality show.
I
I
appreciate it, Matt.
I appreciate it and appreciate what you guys do. And if you go over to gondiggin.net and check out what I do, or check me out on YouTube or Facebook, wherever it might be.
Yeah, it's really easy to find him, everybody, and all his links are down in the description. Moto Mining, how are you doing? Well, I hope. Next week we have a female prospector joining us from the Motherlode country, our friend Julie, Banshee Mining. Uh, Hopefully she'll have some gold porn for all you treasure pervs out there. We'll see. I'll have to bring it up to her. But other than that, again, Matt, thank you for joining me again on Tuesday Night Hangout Live. You're always welcome in my house, my friend. And I'm definitely gonna see about that treasure expo. That sounds cool. I don't think Judy's ever been to Richmond, Virginia either, so I told her when we first got together over 20 years ago that I like to travel, I love history, and I'll take her to places she's never seen before, and I've been keeping that promise. We
Very
both
good.
like to travel. In November,
November
soon what?
16th and 17th in Richmond, Virginia. It's on the website. There's where you can buy tickets. You can see all the vendors we have that are showing up slowly. Every day we get a new vendor. We add that to the website, and then you can go check out what they do. It's really cool. We'll have coin clubs, metal detecting clubs,
Cool.
rocks, gems, fossils, prospecting, you name it. We're gonna try to encompass it all. So
All sounds like all kinds of neat stuff that I'm into or can get into very easily. All of you, thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you all being here like always. Hey Brad, how you doing, Rocky Mountain Prospector? And all of you who've been here from the get-go, all of you who are just showing up, Cyrene, hey, how are you? Again, appreciate you being here. I hope you'll join us next week with Banshee Mining, and my guest co-host will be Rose Nose Treasure. Rose will be joining me again as my co-host. Other than that, I think I need to call her a night. Let Matt get busy doing what he has to do, and I need to do what I gotta do. Until then, may you always have a flash in your pan, and you know what I like to say because it will happen. It does happen. Maybe one day too, we'll meet you on the river or the field or wherever. Maybe at the Treasure Expo in
Yeah.
Richmond, Virginia, November
Yeah.
16th and 17th. Take
That's
care.
right.
Take care, everyone. God bless. Love you all. But what'd I say? For now, we're out of here.
Another story told, another tale in gold. From the creek beds deep to the mountain cold. We rolled the tape, turned back the hands, relived the dreams through worn-out hands. Faces familiar, voices strong, flashing back to where we all belong. So until we strike the the stream again. With pick and pan and grin and friends, we'll keep the fire burning bright. Tuesday nights in golden light.
YouTube's glow, that warm replay. Legends live another day. Flash in your pan, it never fades. Echoes of gold in the past we made.
The guess, the laughs, the claims stay truths. The hunt for gold, the wild old roots. Time may pass, but this we know. History's got that golden glow. So raise a glass to memories dredged up from their flashback streams. We'll be back, just wait and see. On Tuesday night, Hangout, live history.